So, the rumor I hear is that Shatner will be coming over to the new movies. The idea, as I understand it, is that it might be he is coming over as Prime Kirk, but he could always come back as a time-traveling older version of alternate Kirk. I may not be a fan of the new movies, but I do want these movies to be great as any other fan of Star Trek. So, I want to give a brief outline of the history of Kirk, who he is, how he is different from alternate reality Kirk. But before I do that, I would like to give the producers of Star Trek some food for thought.
Remember,
With the passing of Nimoy, what do you plan to do with Spock's?
His Katra, his living spirit, with his very essence, with everything that was not of the body.
I believe it would be nice to let the Prime Spock live on. Let's start by talking about how Prime Kirk and alternate reality Kirk should get along. They should not get along at all. In fact, I think Prime Kirk thinks alternate Spock should have been captain, because according to Prime Kirk, he would say that alternate Kirk is both undisciplined and stupid. Now, understand, I don't have Prime Kirk calling alternate Kirk stupid for no reason. To understand why, you need to know Prime Kirk's history. Once you understand this, you will understand why Prime Kirk will naturally not like the alternate reality Kirk. The first account we have of Prime Kirk is the tragedy on Tarsus 4, where the then Governor Kodos wiped out half the population. It is hard to know what Kirk was doing there, who he was with. We don't even know if his family was there, but according to the 2009 Star Trek, Kirk's father was not killed if he was indeed there. It is my conjecture that Kirk may have ended up as an acting ensign on a starship, like Wesley, because the next time we hear about him, he's a lieutenant entering Starfleet Academy. He was quite the nerd like Wesley, as I will outline in the next section. Kirk and his old friend Gary Mitchell spoke of their Academy days.
Hey man, I remember you back at the Academy. A stack of books with legs. The first thing I ever heard from an upperclassman was, watch out for Lieutenant Kirk. In his class, you either think or sink.
This conversation is widely held as Kirk being an instructor at the Academy, but consider that it was said in the episode that Kirk knew Mitchell for 15 years.
Our task, transport down a man I've known for 15 years.
And that Mitchell was describing how he met Kirk.
Gary told me that you've been friends since you joined the service.
Then, in the episode Shore Leave, we learn that Kirk was a freshman 15 years prior.
we never answer questions from plebes, Jimmy boy. I'm not a plebe. This is today. 15 years later.
Kirk had to be a freshman when he and Mitchell met. The description could work as Kirk as an instructor, but it is not explicitly stated that he was an instructor. This description could also fit for a nerdy Kirk, a stack of book of legs, describing him as knowing a lot. The reference to Jim Kirk's class could just be a reference that we're talking about a class with Kirk in it. Since he is such a nerd, if you don't think in his class, you will sink. This would explain why Finnegan targeted Kirk for bullying. We're also told of a blonde lab technician that could have been Carol Marcus, although this has never been proven.
It wasn't that bad.
If I hadn't aimed that little blonde lab technician at you.
You what? You planned that?
Well, you wanted me to think. I outlined our whole campaign for her.
I almost married her.
Lieutenant Kirk then served aboard the Farragut, under Captain Garavik, where he served until the captain and half the crew were killed by a mysterious cloud creature. He blamed himself for the captain and crew's death, as he was at the helm and froze at what he felt was a critical time.
According to the tapes, this young Lieutenant Kirk insisted upon blaming himself.
Because I delayed in firing.
You had a normal emotion. You were startled. You delayed firing for a grand total of perhaps 2 seconds.
If I hadn't delayed, I would have been killed.
Well, the ship's exec didn't seem to think so. His log entry was quite clear on the subject. Lieutenant Kirk is a fine young officer who performed with uncommon bravery.
Don't you understand? It killed 200 crewmen.
Captain Garovic was very important to you, wasn't he, Jim?
Yes. He was my commanding officer from the day I left the academy. The finest man I ever knew. I'd killed that thing if I had fired soon enough the first time.
I believe this is where Nerd Kirk turned into the Kirk we know today, much like Picard's transformation from the rebel to the controlled person he is in the series. The last thing we know about Kirk before taking command of the Enterprise is when he served aboard the USS Republic, where Ben Finney had left a circuit open that could have destroyed the ship. Kirk had discovered the open circuit and saved the ship. Kirk's placement on the Republic has to be after the Farragut, because this is after the Academy, and we are told that the Farragut is his first ship he served on. But he is referenced as an ensign when the incident occurred, but he had been referenced as lieutenant beforehand. So I believe that the captain of the Republic, who I suspect was a friend of Garovic, was harder on the now impetuous Kirk because of the death of Garovic. But after Kirk had saved the ship, I think the captain had a change of heart and decided to make up for being hard on Kirk by helping him rise in rank again.